They said I needed to step my game up. I didn't take it as criticism. I listened. Today I got multi-platinum, legendary songwriter, producer, one half of the Dog Pound. Yeah, y'all know who it is. Murder Was the Case. All Eyes on Me. Yeah, I got Daz Dillinger in the building. No need to get into theatrics. We're going to get into some of this straight game.
Black chat. Life is like cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
You said you remember they used to laugh at a brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, my man. What's happening, man? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm great, man. Blessed, man. You
blessed. You looking good, man. You looking real good.
Feeling good, man. You know.
And since you start working out, I seen all that weight you lost. I was like, wow, my man really, he on top of his game.
Yeah, it's all about getting your mind right, eating right.
So I just want to start it off. Yo, what you been eating lately, man? What you like? So how you started off and how do you maintain the weight? You know what I mean? The weight loss, man. Because I think health is wealth and it's more important than anything.
I ain't been eating pussy. But you know, just fruits and shit that, you know, that grows.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shit that grows, like vegetables. You know, lightly eating meat, you know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, but just fish and, you know, chicken and shit like that. No red meat. And,
okay.
It's hard. No bread, no salt, no sugar, like drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that salt and that sugar thing, that thing real hard. But like I say, I see what you've been looking like, man, and it's really, I'm really impressed because I think at the end of the day, I don't care how much success you've had or whatever you've done. I think if you're not healthy, you can't enjoy none of that.
You can't enjoy nothing dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Or basically incapacitated, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bloated.
So what's good, man? What's good? I want to say also, I love that Won't They Won't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, man.
Day one gave us that track.
Right. So question, I got a question for you. The first question I'm gonna ask you.
Let's get to it. What is it?
I seen just recently you put on your Instagram that you're retiring.
Yeah.
That you're retiring.
I'm retired. Yeah, you know, it's too much going on in the rap game right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Snoop got death row. He giving us all our shit back. When he put it in my hand like this, and I look at all the shit that I'd acquired, I retired. I'm paid. I got the money now. You know, this is what we've been fighting for the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Why Snoop took all the shit off of iTunes and everywhere because he wanted to see who's stealing.
Okay.
You know, Reggie Wright was stealing. He had made a publishing company under my name, and he was just stealing all kind of shit, man. And, you know, we found that out, and now Snoop going through every corners of the Death Row catalog and just seeing like Alan Grunblack from E1 stealing.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And Reggie Wright stealing. You know what I'm saying? We catching everybody hand in the cookie jar right now. So right now we back putting everything back together. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, Snoop doing a good motherfucking job. Harry on the Death Row, you know what I'm saying? And giving us shit back. So, hey, I retired. When you got $100 million, you know what I mean?
Wow. Congratulations on that, man. And like I said, because I remember back in the day when I first bought the All Eyes on Me album, right? I was living on 3rd and Redondo in Long Beach, right? And and so for me, it was like next to being just coming to California and knowing and going down to the VIP and seeing Calvin and all of them, and then knowing you guys were younger. So explain, when you say, yo, you got all of your catalog back, what do you mean by that? Because a lot of people may not understand what you're talking about.
Got the publishing, I got the rights, I got everything is reverted back to Daz Dillinger. You know, after 30 years and 35 years, everything reverts back.
Right.
But Snoop giving it to us before it reverts back.
Wow.
To gain trust with us to say, hey, let's continue to do what we do and make this motherfucking money, because now we ain't got nobody in the mix.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's when the white boys come knock on the door. I want to give you 200 million for for whatever you produce. I'm like, hold on. I just got the shit back. Let me make the money first and explore this, because the money you give me, I can make that in due time.
So they knocking already?
They knocking already, but I have the mentality to say, hold on. Let me make some money out of this shit first. Let me make some money before then, because the money y'all give me, I can make that without owing you guys.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about being smart. And, you know what I'm saying? And like I said before, the producer gets 50%. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. 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 So so let's get into that. Cause Reggie Wright, man, he done said a lot of things. Like I say, he came at me, but I noticed when I first started picking up on what he was doing, he was saying a lot of stuff about you, Snoop, Corrupt, and so on and so forth. So when you just talked about the publishing aspect of what that was, are you talking about that Simon Says thing he keep talking about?
Yeah, he was trying to steal some publishing with Simon Says, but you know what I'm saying? We caught his hand in the cookie jar, because Reggie Wright ain't wrote no motherfucking raps.
Absolutely, absolutely. So no. So because I understand that. So was that during the bankruptcy? Was they trying to transfer songs to another publishing company to duck out on the bankruptcy?
That was through the bankruptcy. That was all that time. Because, you know, when you losing the house,
right, and
you trying to figure out, it's haywire. It's like, you know, I'm not just, you just stealing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't know what he was up against, because, you know, Reggie Wright was the police. Always remember, he's the police.
He's the police, absolutely.
And I always kept that in my head.
Keep in the back of your mind,
right? Is the police, because I used to beat Reggie Wright up a lot of times.
Is that right?
Physically.
So give me one altercation, Daz, because I've heard about that, but a lot of people want to deny that, right? Give me one altercation in where and when and what was the what transpired, if you will.
1997.
You a fool, man.
I'm riding down the street. You know, we both lived in motherfucking Marina Del Rey.
Okay.
High rises and shit. So I'm riding down, you know, Marina Del Rey, you know,
absolutely.
Like where Jerry's Deli at.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
I see Reggie Wright car. So I tell a homie, pull up on Reggie Wright. I hang out the window like I got a motherfucking 12 gauge.
Right.
So when I roll past Reggie, I just, boom!
Oh, wow.
He almost tore up the whole motherfucking Jerry's Deli.
Oh, wow.
Just a whole bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying? Body slamming this big ass at death row, you know.
So what y'all, so when you say body slamming, and what y'all was y'all like play fighting, but you got the best of them? Or you
wrestling, you know what I'm saying?
Wrestling, right.
Torturing them motherfuckers. I used to just go in there and torture motherfuckers all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wow. That's crazy though. No, but like I said, I still want to talk about so because Reggie said something, he said something on Vlad in regards to that publishing company that he set up, but he said he wasn't really generating no money from it. So you found out that he was? Yeah,
we found out that he was stealing. He made a company called Daz Dillinger, and he was stealing everybody publishing, putting it in that name. I didn't even know. I used to look at BMI and be like, who the fuck is Daz Dillinger Publishing? I ain't even got Dillinger Publishing.
Okay.
You know, all my shit under Delmar Arnold, Dilly the Dog.
Right, okay. You know
what I'm saying?
So you found out that he had set up a whole different publishing company from your own, under which one, ASCAP or BMI?
It had to be like ASCAP, because I retired from ASCAP, because I used to see Alonzo Robinson.
Right, my man, I know Alonzo.
He was stealing too. Him and Suge Knight. Suge Knight used to go in there and punk him, and he'd go in there, and that's how I seen him changing percentages and shit. And that's when I said, I'm gonna retire from ASCAP, and I'm gonna go to BMI. So right now, I get 2 checks. I get one from ASCAP, and I get one for BMI for the same song every month. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who's getting paid twice from ASCAP and BMI. You know what I'm saying? So I get 2 checks.
I don't know either. All I get mine from is ASCAP. So that's when you said that. I heard you say that in another interview. I heard you say that. I was like, Daz get 2 checks. He get one from ASCAP and one from B. So basically, because usually the publishing and writers is usually the same amount, right? And so when you look at it, so is it the same amount from ASCAP and BMI? Basically, they kind of measure up, if you will.
I get the writers from ASCAP, and I get writers from BMI and publishing. But I have to go back in there and see about this company that I made when I first started with ASCAP called Imani's Publishing. That's the one that they were stealing from.
Okay, because the Imani Publishing was on back of, because I look at liner notes. I always pay attention to the liner notes. The Imani Publishing was on back of All Eyes on Me, correct?
Yep, and that's where I'm going in there to find that money, because that's the money that they were stealing. Now, Snoop came to me one day and told me when I went to Death Row Records, the new Death Row Records at his compound, he sat me in the room and he was showing me all the books. Push call.
Shout out to Snoop. Hold on, shout out to Snoop on that, being savvy and really getting at you on the business. But go ahead.
Yeah, because my name is all through Death Row.
Absolutely.
From the beginning to the end, I have more songs with catalog than any other artist on Death Row.
Absolutely, I know that. Yeah,
more money than anybody over there at Death Row under my name. So that's what we in the problem of getting right now from All Eyes on Me. And we're just gathering all the information up right now. You know what I'm saying? Seeing who's the thief and who's the liar. And then we're going to go in and sue their ass.
Absolutely. And like I say, and y'all got the capital now to really be able to do that. I know back in the day, really not having that capital, and you go and see a lawyer and they like, yeah, well, we need this amount of money up front. Y'all right to ready to get busy with that thing. Congratulations on that part, man. That's real talk. Daz Dillinger in the building, a legendary hip hop producer, OG to the game, Platinum Plus. Yeah, you know who he is. Your boy DELRAY, straight game. My man. You a fool, Daz.
All right, for sure, Daz.
All right, my man. Hey, look, one love, man. All right, holla back.